Hello everybody, it's standard 7, subject is English. Let's start unit number 1, growing ups, chapter number 2, a hero. Before we start the lesson, let's learn some new words or hard words. Apparition, cracker, dependent, frightful, gloomy, humming, mollicular, proposition, reserve, remark, rustling, slunk, sneeze, state, third, TikTok, trembling, tremendously, humbly. Now let's try to understand the meanings of it. Apparition. What do you mean by apparition? Apparition means a ghost or an image of a person who is dead. Okay, who is dead. A person's image or a ghost image who is already dead. Okay. Cradle. Cradle means a small bed for a baby which can be pushed gently, okay, from inside to side, from side to side. That is known as cradle. Cradle means a small bed for a baby, okay, a small bed for a baby which can be pushed gently from side to side. That is known as cradle. Suppose if your little brother or sister will be there, then sometimes you are also using to make them sleep, right? The cradle. The next one is dependent. Dependent means became deeper, okay. Frightful. The next word is frightful. Frightful means very serious or unpleasant. Gloomily means sadly and without hope. That is known as gloomily. Humming means singing a tune with your lips closed. That is known as humming. Okay. Suppose if is there any song, then if you will without moving your lips, if you will humming, that is known as humming. Okay. The next word is mollicular. Mollicular means to protect somebody too much and make their life too comfortable and safe. That is known as mollicular. Okay. The next word is mumbled. Mumbled means spoke or said something in a quite violent, quite voice, in a way that is not clear. That is known as mumble. Okay, mumbled means spoke or said something in a quiet voice in a way that is not clear. That is known as mumbled. Preposition. Proposition means an idea or a plan for action that is suggested. That is known as proposition. Okay. The next word is reassuring. Reassuring means saying or doing something that makes something less frightened or worried, that is known as reassuring. Okay, the next word is remarked. The next word is remarked. Remarked means said or wrote something which expressed an opinion, that is known as remarked. The next word is rustling. Rustling means making a sound like papers or leaves if rubbed or moved together, that is known as rustling. Okay, the next word is slunk. Slunk means moved somewhere very quietly or slowly, that is known as slunk. Okay, the next word is sneed. The next word is sneed. Okay, sneed means showed disrespect for somebody by the expression on your face or by the way you spoke, that is known as sneed. Okay, the next word is stirred. The next word is stirred. Stirred means moving slightly, that is known as stirred. Okay, the next word is stat. The next word is stat. Stat means moved away from place where you should be without intending to, that is known as stat. The next word is thud. Thud means a sound like one which is made when a heavy object hit something else, that is known as thud. The next word is tiptoed. The next word is tiptoed. Tiptoed means walked using the front parts of your feet only so that others cannot hear you, that is known as tiptoed. The next word is trembling. The next word is trembling. Trembling means shaking in a way that you cannot control because you are nervous, excited, frightened, etc. Okay, that is known as trembling. The next word is tremendously. The next word is tremendously. That is mean very gently or hugely. Okay, the last word is tumbling. The next word is tumbling. That is means a fall often hitting the ground several times but without serious injury. Okay, so these are our hard words. Please students, this you just write it down in your notebook. You just write it down, the hard words and the meanings. It is your homework. Okay, which is on a page number 10 only, which is page number 10. On a page number 10, whichever the hard words and new words has been given with the meanings, then you have to write down of chapter number 2, a heroes. Okay, so here we have just completed the hard words. Now I would like to start the chapter number 2, a hero. Section 2, hero. Acts of bravery convey that it's mind, not muscles, that matters. Okay, so acts of bravery conveys its mind. Okay, conveys its mind, not muscles. Okay, so sometimes if you will use your mind, then also that work will be known as the brave work, right? Courage touches the soul. Courage touches the soul without eyeing the age or gender of an individual. Okay, so if somebody has done any kind of courageous thing, then it touches soul without eyeing or age or gender. Okay, that time we will not consider the person's age, that if we have seen that our eye, then the, the gender also cannot be considered, right, of an individual. So here is a story of someone who's there. Read this story, hilarious story about Swaminathan and his act of bravery. Here there is a little boy called Swaminathan, okay, and let's see which kind of bravery work he is doing in this story, okay. For Swaminathan, events took an unexpected turn. So for Swaminathan, such kind of events took an unexpected turn. Father looked over the newspaper he was reading under the hall lamp and said, so here there is a father of Swaminathan and he just looked the newspaper, okay. He just looked at the newspaper, was reading under the hall lamp. So he was just having the newspaper, as well as he was just reading the newspaper under the hall lamp, and said, Swaminathan, Swami, listen to this. So he is just reading the newspaper, and then he is telling to Swami, his son Swami, that you just listen this. News today is of the bravery of village lad who, while returning home by the jungle path, came face to face with a tiger. So this was the incident that in the news, today's news, that it's a work of bravery, it's a part of the bravery work, which is from village lad who, while returning home, when a person who was returning to home from the jungle by the jungle path, came face to face with a tiger. So suddenly tiger has came in front of that boy. Then the paragraph described the fight the boy had with the tiger. So in this paragraph, such kind of situation has occurred, that face to face, while returning to the home, while the path was passing through the jungle, he was passing through the jungle, and that time what happened, the person get face to face the tiger, and then he just fight with the boy. Describe the fight the boy had with the tiger and how he climbed up the tree, and then he just climbed up on the tree. Who has climbed up the tree? That boy, where he stayed for half a day. Okay, for half a day he just stayed upside at the tree till some people came that way and killed the tiger. So till and until for half day he just stay upside at the tree only, till and until any person, people not came and then they did not kill the tiger. Till then he just stay upper side at the tree, okay, on the tree. So this was the first part. Let's see. Swaminathan remarked, I think he must have been very strong and grow up person, not at all a boy. So Swaminathan remarked. Swaminathan, here the Swaminathan is telling to his father that is not so. Maybe he was very growing person, maybe he was very experienced person. I think he must have been a very strong and grow up person, not at all a boy. So there was not any innocent boy. Maybe he was very growing up boy, maybe he was very experienced person. So that is why maybe. Then how could a boy fight a tiger? Then Swaminathan is telling how tiger, how a little boy can fight with a tiger. He is telling to his father, you think you are wiser than the newspaper? Father sneezed. Now his father is telling, you think that you are the wiser than the newspaper? You are thinking that you are the wiser than the newspaper. A man may have the strength of an elephant. A man may have the strength of an elephant and yet be a coward. So he is telling that a man maybe have the strength of an elephant, maybe. So he will be the very strengthful person, maybe like an elephant, and yet be a coward. Maybe he was a coward. Whereas another may have the strength of straw. But if he has courage, he cannot do anything. Suppose if he will have the strength of straw, but if he has courage, he cannot do anything. Suppose if he will have such kind of strength or courage, then he can do anything, right? Courage is everything. Strength and age are not important. Then see here at the last point what they have written, courage is everything. Okay, courage is everything. Strength and age are not important. See, strength and age are not important. Okay, so courage is everything. Strength and age are not important. Okay, the next part. Swami disputed this theory. Swami disputed this theory. How it can be, Father? Suppose I have all the courage. What can I do if a tiger should attack me? Now Swami is telling, suppose if in place of him I will be there, and suppose I will be there, suppose I have all the courage, and what I will do? Suppose if tiger will attack on me, then leave alone strength. Can you prove you have courage? Now his father is telling, you just leave alone. To whom? To strength. Can you prove you have courage? His papa is telling, his father is telling. Let me see if you can sleep alone tonight in my office room. Now what he is telling, if you have courage, if you have strength, then prove yourself. Then tonight you just sleep in my office room if you have courage. Who is telling this? Swaminathan's father. To whom? To Swaminathan. Okay. Now, a frightful proposition. Swaminathan thought. Now, Swaminathan got really a frightful proposition. Okay. He always slept beside his granny. Now see that Swaminathan, why? He used to sleep with his granny. Okay. Besides his granny. And any change in this arrangement kept him trembling and awake all night. See, suppose if in case he will not, suppose in case anytime if he cannot sleep with his granny, then whole night he cannot sleep well. Okay, so this is the condition of our Swaminathan. He hoped at first that his father was only joking. Now he thought that my father is joking, but that is not so. His father was really, his father was not joking. Okay, he mumbles weekly, weekly. From the first of the month, I shall sleep alone, father. Then he said, from the first of the month, I will try to sleep from to your office room. Then, no, you must do it now. Then his father is telling, no, 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 not from the first of the month. You just start from now. Means today, tonight only. You have to start from tonight. You have to sleep in my office room. Now let's see what is happening with our Swaminathan. Now you must do it now. No, you must do it now. It is disgraceful sleeping beside granny or mother like a baby. Okay, so now it is disgraceful sleeping beside granny or mother like a baby. You are in a second standard. And I don't at all like you are being brought up. So his father is telling, now you are in a second standard and still you are sleeping with your granny like little baby. That is not so. Now you just growing up and you have to sleep at my office room only. Leave it now. You have to just sleep in my office room alone. Now he said and looked at his wife who was rocking the cradle. Okay, so now what is happening to our Swaminathan? Let's see. Why do you look at me while you said? She asked. Now Swaminathan's mother is asking that, why are you looking at me while you said? Okay, Swaminathan's mother is saying like this. Why? Because while saying all these instructions to the boy, to the Swaminathan, his father was looking at his wife, okay, who was rocking the cradle. So that is why she asked. Who asked Swaminathan's mother? To whom his father? That his father means Swaminathan's father. Why do you look at me while you are saying to it? Okay. So Swaminathan's father sat gloomily gazing at the newspaper on his lap. So now Swaminathan's father sat very gloomily gazing the newspaper on his lap. Swaminathan rose silently and tiptoed away to his bed in this passage. Now Swaminathan rose silently and tiptoed away. He went away into his bed in the passage. Now let's see. Presently, father came and stood over him. Now his father came and stood in front of him. Swami, get up. Swami, get up, he said. Now, Swami, get up, he said. Then he looked like an operation in the semi-darkness of the passage. Now he is looking like operation. Okay. Then Swaminathan stared and groaned as if in sleep. Father said, "Get up, Swami." Okay. Now, as soon as he went in his room, Swaminathan is feeling that his father came in front of him like ghost, and he is telling, "Hey Swami, get up, and you just sleep alone." So all these things are coming in the mind of that Swaminathan. Okay. Now Granny pleaded, "Why do you disturb him?" So Granny is telling, "Why do you disturb him? Why do you disturb to Swaminathan? Get up, Swami, he said for the third time. See, now his father is telling, get up, Swami, get up. You go at my room, at my office room, and you sleep. Then Granny is telling, why are you disturbing him? Then again, get up, Swami, he said for the third time, and Swami got up. Come with me. Who said this? His father. Swaminathan looked at his granny hesitated for a moment and followed his father into the office room. Now see, as soon as time has happened, as soon as nearby night has happened, Swami's father told him, you just get up, Swami, let's go. Then Swami has followed to his father and he has taken to his office room. Okay, to whom? Swaminathan. Okay, because Swaminathan has to sleep now in the office room, in the office room of his father. Okay, so let's see what is happening now. On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother and she said, why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall, I think. Okay, now what happened on the way? On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother and she said, now Swaminathan's mother is telling that why are you taking him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall also, I think. Then, I don't think so, father said. Now father is telling, no, I don't think so. He cannot sleep in the hall. He has to sleep in my office room only. I think so. I don't think so, father said, and Swaminathan slunk behind him with bowed head. Okay, and Swaminathan has went with a bowed head. Means he just put his head downside and he just followed. He was followed. Who was followed? Swaminathan was followed to his father. Okay, now let's see. I don't think so, father said, and Swaminathan slunk behind him with bowed head. Let me sleep in the hall, father. Let me sleep in the hall, father. He pleaded. Now, Swaminathan is telling to his father, let me sleep in the hall only, father. Then, your office room is very dusty. See, his office room is very dusty and there may be scorpions behind your law books. Okay, then he is just telling that, Papa, let me allow to sleep in the hall only, because in your office room is very dirty. Then there may be some scorpions behind your law books. So let me sleep backside of in the hall only. Then there are no scorpions, little fellow. Sleep on the bench of you like. Okay, then his father is telling, there are no scorpions. You don't worry. There are no scorpions. Little fellow, don't worry. So dear Swaminathan, you don't worry. There are no scorpions. Sleep on the bench if you like. If you like to sleep on the bench, then you can sleep in the bench. On the bench. Can I have a lamp burning in the room? Then Swaminathan is telling, may I switch on the lamp burning on? Can I have a lamp burning in the room? No, his father said, no, you must learn not to be afraid of darkness. Then his father is telling, no, you cannot switch on the lamp and you cannot sleep. You just have to learn how to sleep and at the night how to sleep, and you must to learn not to afraid of darkness. Okay, then It is not a question of habit. It is not a question of habit. You must cultivate good habits. You must cultivate good habits. So that is why you cannot switch on the lamp and you cannot sleep. You have to learn not to afraid of the darkness, okay, and then you have to sleep. So you have to cultivate some good habits. Will you at least leave the door open? Now Swaminathan is asking next question, that will you allow me to keep the door open and sleep? Then all right, but promise you will not go to your granny's side at night. Now his father said, it's okay, you can open the door, but you have to promise me that you will not go to your side where your granny is sleeping at night. Then if you do it, mind you, I will make you the laughing stock of your school. Okay, then if you will do it, I will tell to your school, okay, that you are still sleeping in your nearby your granny. I will tell to whole school. So Swaminathan felt cut off from humanity. Okay, then Swaminathan is feeling, yeah, my father, he has cut off all the humanities. He is thinking like that. Swaminathan felt, he just felt that he has been cut off from humanity. He was pained and angry. See, now Swaminathan was in a pain and angry. He hated the newspaper for printing the tiger story. Then he was also hating who has printed this newspaper, that who has printed this story of the tiger. Yeah, because of this story I have to sleep right now in my father's office. Now he wished that the tiger hadn't spared the boy who didn't appear to be a boy after all but a monster. Okay, then he said that he wished that the tiger hadn't spared the boy. Okay, he just wished that, yeah, why tiger has spared him? Tiger should eat the boy, so that who didn't appear to be a boy after all but a monster. After all, the tiger was a monster, so why the tiger has left the boy? Tiger should eat the boy, so that right now I have not to be in a trouble. Now on a page number 17 only, the next one is as the night advanced and the silence in a house depended, his heart beat faster. Now as soon as the time passed, as soon as the night has happened, his heartbeats were faster and faster. Okay, why? Because today, from now onwards only, he has to sleep in the office room, right? In his father's office room alone, with not lamp on. Okay, in the darkness he has to sleep. So he was just not used to sleep alone, right? As he was sleeping with his granny, right? So right now, as soon as the time passed, his heartbeat was faster and faster. He remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard in his life. So in his life, whichever the story he has heard about the ghost, about the devils, he just remembered all the stories, remembered all the stories. Now if I will live in the darkness, if I will sleep at alone, then what will happen? Maybe ghost will come, this will happen, happen, devil will come. All this story he was just reminding. Okay, now he was fainted with fear, faint with fear. Okay, so he was too much in a fear. A ray of light from the street lamp strayed in and cast shadows on the wall. Now, because of that, a ray of light from the street lamp strayed in and cast shadows on the wall. Now, because of the light, what was happening? The shadows were happening, right? Because of the street lamp, there was a shadow of on the wall. Okay, through the stillness, all kinds of noises reached his ears. The tickling of clocks, so tick 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 happening now. Clocks tickling, that the rustle of the trees. Then as soon as the wind is coming, the rustle of the winds, right? Rustle of the trees. Okay, the too much noise of the trees, that whenever the wind is moving during that time, the leaves of the trees were moving, and because of that, the rustle of the trees. Then the sound of snoring, okay, the sound of snoring also he has listened. Then, and some wage night insects humming. Okay, so some at night some insects are also speaking, right? Some insects are also humming, that also he has listened. Okay, Swaminathan hurriedly got up and lay down under the bench. Now, at night, what happened? As he was sleeping in his father's room, he heard these kind of sounds. Which kind of sounds? Again, I repeat: the ticking of clock, the rustle of trees, the sounds of snoring, the sounds of night insect humming. All these things he has just heard. Swaminathan hurriedly got up and laid down under the bench. Okay, he has just got up and he has under the bench he has just laid down. Okay, it seemed to be a much safer place. Then it was the safer place. He said like this. He thought that it is safer place, more compact and reserving. He shut his eyes tight. Okay, he shut his eyes tight, very tight, and unknown to himself fell asleep. And he was just feeling that okay, I am sleeping. As though he was not sleeping, he just shut his eyes very closely and he just think that okay, now I am sleeping. A tiger was chasing him. His feet stuck to the ground. Okay, his feet stuck to the ground, and the tiger was chasing him. His feet stuck to the ground. He desperately tried to escape, but his feet his feet stuck to the ground. He respect to his father, his teacher patted his back. Okay, then he said that okay, so a tiger was chasing him. His feet stuck to the ground. He desperately tried to escape, but his feet would not be moved. The tiger was at his back, and he could He could hear its claws scratch the ground, scratch, scratch, and then a slight thud. Swaminathan tried to open his eyes, but his eye yelled would not open, and the nightmare continued. Okay, so now he just in his all these things he was just feeling. Okay, why? Because right now he was alone in the room of his father's office room, right? So he was feeling afraid, and that is why he has just lay down under the table, under the bench, right? And because of that he was listened, a tiger was chasing him. His feet struck the ground, and then desperately desperately tried to escape, but his feet would not move. The tiger was at his back, and he could hear its claws scratch on the ground, scratch, 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 and then a slight thud. Swaminathan tried to open his eyes, but his eyelid would not be open, would not open, and the nightmare continued. It threatened to continue forever. Swaminathan groaned in despair. Okay. Now, with desperate efforts, he opened his eyes. Now, though this thing was happening, Swaminathan has opened his eyes. Then he put his hand off to feel his granny's presence. Okay. Then what he has done? He opened his eyes, and then he put his hand out to feel his granny's presence his side. Okay. So he has put his hand out now to feel that his granny is here. Okay. As was his habit, but he only touched the wooden leg of the bench. Okay, he has just touched as soon as he has just put the hand out, but he only touched the wooden leg of the bench. His lonely state came back to him. He sweated with fright. Now see, too much frightened. He has got too much frightened. And because of frightened, he was just sweating. Okay, he sweated with fright. Now, what was this rustling? Something was moving. Okay, then he noticed that something was moving. His end had come. So he was thinking his end has come. He realized that the devil would presently pull him out and tear him, and so why should he wait? Then he is thinking that he realized that the devil would presently pull him. The devil will pull him and out and tear him. Okay, and tear him. And so why should he wait? As it came nearer, he hugged it with all his might, and used his teeth on it like a mortal weapon. Okay, so he was thinking that devil has came and it will tear me, okay, and it will eat me. He just thought like this. Okay, why? Because he was very little boy. He was in a very second standard, right? And he used to sleep with his granny. But right now, as he was in the room, he was thinking like that, right? He was thinking all these things are happening with him. He was just thinking. Okay. Now, something has bitten. Now something has bitten. Went forth an agonist, thundering cry and was followed by a heavy tumbling and falling amidst furniture. In a moment, further, the cook of the a cook and a helper came in, carrying carrying lights. All of them, all of them fell the burglar. Okay. Now, now what happened? Let's see. Ayyo, something has bitten me. Went forth an agonist, thundering cry, and was followed by a heavy tumbling and falling amidst furniture. In the moment, further the cook and the helper came in carrying lights. All of them fell on the burglar, who lay amidst the furniture with the bleeding ankle. Now what happened? Now what happened? Now all these things has happened now, as he has taken out hand, right? As he was thinking that granny was with me, right? So because of that, he has just taken like this, and suddenly one thing has happened, that ayyo, something has bitten. Went for an agonist, thundering cry, and was followed by having tumbling and falling amidst furniture. In the moment, further the cook and the helper came in, carrying lights. All of them fell on a burglar, and suddenly, see what happened. As he has taken out, as he was lying under the table, he felt something, that oh, something is there. Then maybe he thought that maybe devil has came, maybe somebody has came, maybe some devil has came, and maybe he will bite me, right? He will injure me. So that is why he has just put his hand, he has just catch that feet, catch that something. Then that was the feet of the thief. Okay, and suddenly, as all came, father came, the cook, the helper came in the crying, carrying the lights. As soon as they carrying the light, all of them, the burglar, who fall on the burglar. Okay, so there was a burglar. Okay, whoever was feeling that okay, devil is there, but that was not the devil. That was a burglar. Okay, congratulations. Were showered on Swaminathan. The next day, his classmates looked at him with respect. Okay, so next day, his classmates were telling with a respect that congratulations, and his teacher patted him. Okay, and teacher he patted him. Why? His back. The headmaster said that he was a true hero. Okay, then his teacher was telling, really, you are a great hero, you are a real hero, true hero. Swaminathan had bitten into the flesh of one of the most notorious housebreakers of the district, and the police were grateful to him for it. So now what happened, dear students? Because his father has told to him, you have to sleep in my office room. Such an incident happened, that in the frightening only, because of the Swaminathan, a burglar has been caught, right? A burglar means a thief has been caught. So that is why the next day, teacher also has patted him, as well as he told, the teacher is telling that because of you, we all means students, teachers, as well as policemen also taking pride because of you. The inspector said, okay, the policemen also were grateful to him because of it. Okay, then the inspector said, why don't you join the police when you grow up? See, now police inspector is telling, why do you join? You just join. Whenever you will grow up, you just join the police. Okay, police. Then Swaminathan said, for the sake of politeness, certainly, though he had quit made up his mind to be an engine driver, or railway guard, or a bus conductor later in life. Okay, then Swaminathan was thinking that, yeah, he actually he wants to become little bit different, engine driver or railway guard or bus conductor later in his life. Okay, then when he returned home from the club that night, father asked, where is the boy? He is asleep. Where is he sleeping? Now see, where he is sleeping. His father was telling, where is the boy? Where is our Swaminathan? When someone has told he is in a sleep, he just sleep. Then where he is sleeping? In his actual place. Oh, what is his actual place? Where is his actual place? Mother said casually, he went to his bed at 7:30. At 7:30 he just went at 7:30 he has went as usual. With whom? With his granny. Sleep beside his granny again, father said. No wonder he wanted to be asleep before I could return home, clever boy. So now what happened? Again he was sleeping with his granny. Mother lost her temper. Okay, mother lost her temper. You let him sleep where he liked. You need to you needn't risk his life again. So you don't put my son's life in a risk. What she told? Mother is telling to his father. His father means Swaminathan's father. Father mumbled as he went into change. All right, mollycoddle, as much as you like. Okay. So said, okay, I will do like that. Only don't blame me afterwards. Then don't blame me afterwards, he is telling. Swaminathan followed the whole conversation from the under a blanket. See, while he was sleeping, he had having the blanket and all these things he was just listening, felt tremendously relieved that his father was giving up on him. Okay, so now here the lesson is ended, as we know that Swaminathan was really, he used to sleep with his granny, but as his father has given such kind of thing that you have to sleep in my office room. Now because of sleeping in office room, what has happened? Suddenly a burglar has been caught, right? A burglar has been caught, and because of that he get fried. Means because of the catching of the burglar, his teacher, his students, his friends, even policemen, all were taking fright, right? Because of that Swaminathan, because a burglar has been caught, and the next day what he was doing? Again he used to sleep with his granny. Okay, so here the lesson ended. Okay, so in the next part we are going to start the exercise. Till then, thank you very much.